Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Tech Concepts with me. In this video, we're going to digress a little bit. Obviously, in our last two videos, we have been talking about table creation in the PostgreSQL environment. Specifically, in our last video, we focused on relationship definitions in relational database environments. We talked about some rules that guide relationship definition. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to request that you subscribe to the channel. If you look to the bottom right of the viewport, the YouTube channel, you will see the red subscription watermark. If you use your mouse to hover around the red watermark, you'll be prompted to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button that appears. Also, want to request that you also hit the notification icon so that you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. Specifically for this video, we're going to be focusing on installing PostgreSQL for the Windows operating system. I ought to have done this video at the beginning, even before our first, video introducing us to the PostgreSQL environment. However, I did not have access to a computer with the Windows operating system. Now I do, so I will be able to, demonstrate installation of PostgreSQL. I had also indicated in the first video that I will not be demonstrating the installation process for Mac operating systems. And this is because for Mac operating systems, once you are able to download a package called Homebrew, you will be able to easily install PostgreSQL. So for that reason, we're going to be focusing on installation for the Windows operating system. Now, that being said, I'll get right into it. So for this video, obviously, we're going to be installing PostgreSQL. But in addition to that, we're going to be demonstrating how you add PostgreSQL binary and library directories to our system path in environment variables. Now, this is a very important action when installing PostgreSQL, and it's important for a number of reasons. One, by including the PostgreSQL binary directory in the path of environment variables, you can run executables like PSQL, PGCTL, and pgdump without specifying their full path while working in the command prompt environment. To add on, PostgreSQL libraries can be accessed conveniently once these library directories are added to the system path and environment variables. And finally, applications that need to interact with PostgreSQL can do so seamlessly. So that being said, we're going to get right into installation. Now, first of all, we're going to open up a browser, navigate to the Google search engine, type in PostgreSQL in the search box, and hit the Google search button. Now, this will bring you this results page. So here, with the first link that we get as part of the results page, we're going to click on it to take us to the PostgreSQL site. So here, we're going to click on the downloads button that you see on this page. In the next page that opens up, you will see various options of operating systems that PostgreSQL can be installed on. Obviously, we're focusing on Windows. So we're going to click on the Windows option, and another page will open up for Windows installers. Now, on the first line of the sentence, okay, that talks about the Windows installers, okay, the first three words constitute a link as well. So where you have download the installer, that's a link. So we're going to click on that link. And it will open up another page. Let's be patient. Internet is a little bit slow. Okay. So here we have various installation package options. And the option you select will be contingent on your system specifications. Okay, so here you have a 64-bit Linux option. Here you have a 32-bit Linux option. And you have various options for various operating systems. So these are options for your Mac operating system. For our Windows operating system, we want to check if our system is a 64-bit or a 32-bit. And to do that, all I need to do is come to this Windows icon, okay, next to my search bar, and I will right-click on that option, and I'm going to select System. Now, on the window that opens up, we will see System Type. It says 64-bit operating system, x64 based processor. Okay, so now I know that my system is a 64-bit Windows operating system. So I can close that. I have already downloaded an installation package, which is in my downloads folder. So I'll just navigate to my downloads folder. All right. So you should have something like this, PostgreSQL 12.20. Well, that's the version I selected. All right. Yours may be different. The version you select may be different. So we're going to click on that installation package. And it's going to ask, the window that pops up is going to ask us if we want to make or allow this application to make changes to our device. We're going to click on yes. Let's give it a little bit of time. Okay. And this window will appear. Now, this says, welcome to the PostgreSQL setup wizard. We're going to click on next. Uh, Here, it's going to tell us the installation directory. Okay. That's PostgreSQL will be, placed in. So usually it's going to be in your C drive, program files. Okay. Some people may decide to change that location, but by default, this is where it's going to be. So we're going to click on next. Right. We're going to get this option to select the components which we want to install. In this instance, we're going to install everything on the list. So we're going to install the PostgreSQL server. We're going to install the pgadmin 4, which we talked about in an earlier video. Said it's an administrative console that provides a graphical user interface for users to interact with the PostgreSQL environment. We're going to install Stack Builder, which is a component that allows us to install, extensions which we can use with the PostgreSQL DBMS. And finally, we're going to install the command line tool. So with all of these selected, we're going to click on next. Again, we're going to click on next. It's going to request that we enter a password for database super user. So here I'm going to, put in a password. Okay. You can put in a password of your choice, but just remember to store it somewhere so that in the event that you do not remember it, you can just, you know, make reference to the file where you have stored it. I'm going to click on next. The default port PostgreSQL is 5432. So we're going to leave that as such. Click on next, click on next, click on next. And it says setup is now ready to begin installing PostgreSQL on your computer. We're going to click on next. We're going to wait for the installation process to get completed. This is going to take about 2 to 3 minutes. So let's exercise some patience. Okay, so with this process completed, okay, should be rest assured that we're almost there. Now, we're going to get this, screen, which tells us that setup has finished installing PostgreSQL on your computer. We're not going to, you know, use Stack Builder for now, okay? So we're going to unclick this, right? Because we're not thinking about using any extra extensions. For now, we just want to use PostgreSQL in its simple form. So we're going to hit the finish button. Now, with that completed, you may be inclined to believe that there's nothing else to do, but we still have a few things to do, especially with respect to, you know, placing, you know, our path or the path to our binary and library directories in the environment variables. Okay, so if I open up our command line and we try to log in to the PSQL environment, okay, so PSQL, if you remember, this was how we logged in the first time we used our, you know, terminal on the Mac. PSQL user Postgres Postgres. So user Postgres, database Postgres, and we get the output, which reads PSQL is not recognized as an internal or external command. So what this means is we cannot access PSQL from command prompt easily. All right. So to change this, first of all, we're going to close command prompt, and then we're going to navigate to our C drive, all right? And we're going to select program files. We're going to look for PostgreSQL, okay? And we're going to go into the binary folder, and we are going to copy the path, okay? We're going to copy the path. Once we have copied the path, we're going to navigate to our control panel, okay? Select System and Security, select System, and look for the Advanced System Settings. Like I indicated earlier, I'm using Windows 11 Pro. So this is how navigation will be done for this operating system. So I'm going to select the Advanced System Settings. I am going to select the environment variables, and I'm going to click on the path under System Variables. So double click on that, and this window is going to open up. Now we're going to add our path to our binary directory, but we're also going to do that for our library directory. So obviously they are stored in the same place in program files. So all I need to do is change that second path, okay, or the last bit of that to library. Okay, and once done, I'm going to say, click on the OK button, and I'm going to click on the OK button as well, and OK button for the environment variables window. Now I'm going to open up our command prompt again, and we're going to try to log in and see what happens this time. PSQL user Postgres Postgres. And this time around, it prompts me to enter my password. And I enter my password, and I am logged into the PostgreSQL environment using the PSQL shell. Okay, so that does it for the installation. Now, the other thing to note is that in installing our PostgreSQL using the installation package, we were also able to install our pgadmin. So for those people who may want to use the pgadmin, you know, administrative console, once you have installed PostgreSQL the way we have, it should also include an installation of your pgadmin. So we're just going to briefly demonstrate how you will log into your pgadmin administrative console. We're not going to be using it, but we just want to demonstrate how you will log in. So once you open up this, you know, interface, okay, I'm going to click on server here. Okay, it's going to prompt me to enter a password. I'm going to enter my password. Okay, and I have my console opened up, right? So we have a default database here. You have your schema here. Okay, so we keep opening up the tree, and we have our options to create tables. We talked about the fact that you are going to have a public schema created by default. So that's there. And with the public schema, you have the option of creating tables there. To create tables, usually you'll right click, okay, select the create option and select table option. But we're not going to be working on that. Perhaps at a later point, if there's request for it, then we will talk about how to create databases, how to import data, how to query data using the pgadmin administrative console. So that being said, we're going to stop this video here. Again, I want to request that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in.